Hello, I'm Philip, and today we're going to show the production process of organic rose oil at our distillery at Inju Bončev, Ternичane.
Hi guys, my name is Konstantin. I'm Philip's partner in this venture. Unfortunately, this year we cannot receive you here on site because of the pandemic, and we hope this tour will make clearer how processes have been made during production.
So right now we're going to our organic distillery where the first rose flowers are received, and I'll guide you through the whole process until the production of organic rose oil. Each bag is filled with approximately 10 to 15 kilograms of rose flowers, then put into the transportation vehicle and brought to our distillery. Once in the distillery, the bags are put on the scale where they're measured, and then they will go into the stills. We will put approximately 550 kilograms of rose flowers in one still, together with 2.5 tons of water. The entire distillation process will take approximately 2 hours and a half until the batch is fully distilled, discarded, and then the new fresh flowers are put again into the still. Right now what you will see is still number 1 being filled with the fresh rose flowers. The weather is quite favorable today. There is morning dew, which is most important for the flowers and for the yield. This is the beautiful Bulgarian Rosa Damascena. This distillery was built in 2005, and it is one of our organic distilleries where we're producing the organic rose oil. It's very important the flowers to be delivered early in the morning when there is morning dew, because this is the time when they contain most oil. For example, flowers which will come later in the day will contain less oil than the ones which are received early in the morning. To produce 1 kilogram of rose oil, we need anywhere between 3,200 up to 3,700, 3,800 kilograms of rose flowers in a bad year. So depending on the yield, it can vary very much. Once still number 1 is filled with flowers and water, the guys will start loading the second still. It's very important that you do this quickly, because in peak days we will be working 24 hours a day. You already saw the rose picking at our fields. So now this is the second step. This is the distillation process of the rose flowers. What happens after the stills are being filled with flowers and water? Then the guys will close the stills. You'll see this in a couple of minutes. Steam will start coming from inside. You have direct steam and indirect steam. This steam will take out the light fragrance, the light fractions of the rose flowers which contain rose oil. This steam will pass through the cooler, which you see right here, and then it will turn into rose distillate, first rose distillate. Once we go down, you'll be able to see this, this process. But in this cooler, the steam meets the cold water. In a serpentine, it meets the cold water and turns into rose distillate. So let's spend a couple more minutes here to finish the process. This distillery is working on a fully automated process. So the water is being filled automatically. The whole production process is being controlled automatically. There is, as you see, there are not many people outside of these guys who are filling the stills, but everything else is run by software automated control system, which is tailor-made from our company for our needs. Let us head down to see the process of distillation and how rose oil is obtained. As you see now, still number one is almost done. The guy is looking for the level of water, how much water there is in the still. Now he's closing it. There is a signal lamp up there which shows you that the still is closed. And now the distillation process will start. These are the coolers. So each still has a separate cooler. And from here, the first distillate is coming out. You cannot see it because it's a closed system. And as I mentioned, it's fully automated. So there is no operator here, as you see. Once the distillate comes from here, it gets collected from the three stills. It gets collected into this container. From this container, it will go for a second distillation. So Bulgarian rose oil is produced by a method of double distillation. It will go into the cohobation column and cooler. So again, the cohobation column has a cooler. And here you have basically the same process of distillation. The only difference is that here you don't have flowers. Just the first distillate is being redistilled again in order to concentrate the rose oil better. After the distillate is cooked in the cohobation column, it passes again through the cooler, and here we have the second distillate just before it enters into the Florentine container. We are producer of rose and lavender essential oils. These are the two crops which we grow. This container here, which is not working at the moment, is the Florentine container which is used during the process of lavender distillation. We'll be doing such tours for lavender this season as well, so please come and join us in July to see how lavender is harvested. But right now we're going into the special room, the Florentine room, where the rose oil is obtained. So we're showing this for the first time to the general audience. Usually we show this only to customers, but we're showing for the first time to the general public how the process of the rose oil obtaining distillation, not only distillation, but taking out of the rose oil from the entire system is done. We're here together with our technologist, Genka Žekova, and we will show you now how rose oil is taken. The first step, you have the special glass container which is called Pyrex glass. This is the container which is used for storage of rose oil. This is also the container in which we take out the oil. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure it, and we see that the weight of this container is empty. It's 2 kilograms, 360 grams. Next step will be to open the seal. Just 1 second, let's show the seal. This is the Inubonchev seal logo used by my great-grandfather. So this container is sealed. Every day the seal is being broken by our technologists in order to take out the oil from the Florentine container. Here in this special container you have the rose oil, which is lighter than the water, than the distillate, so it stays on top. So once we fill up this container to the top, you will be able to see the rose oil coming out of here. This will happen in a couple of minutes, and through a channel coming down from this part. This is usually done by the technologist and the owner of the company. This is the tradition in our company, and we've been doing this for the past 28 years. Also, the other practice which we have is we don't talk during this process, as we don't want to distract ourselves. This is the Bulgarian liquid gold, the famous Bulgarian rose oil. Now we're going to measure and see how much rose oil we have taken out. I would guess this would be somewhere around 2 kilograms. Let's see. So 4430 minus 2360 is 2070 kilograms. 2 kilograms and 70 grams. Now what you will see is that our technologist is sealing again the only place from where the rose oil can be taken out from the entire system. So we will do the same process tonight. At this moment we are taking out the rose oil 2 times during the day. Every day depends on the quantity of the flowers which we receive, but it can be anywhere between 1, 2, sometimes 3 times, but not more than that. So she will be sealing again the Florentine container, and tonight we will open it again. Here is the seal. This is the seal of my great-grandfather, and we're using red wax to seal the Florentine container. I'm sorry that you cannot be here and smell this beautiful rose oil, but please come next year in the month of May, where you'll not be able to see it on the screens, but you can touch and feel the aroma of the Bulgarian rose. It's a very strong scent. It's rose oil is one of the main components for the, I would say, high luxury segment of the perfume industry, and in I would say the most expensive perfumes, there is always Bulgarian rose oil. Once this is done, we go back to the usual process of working. So the distillation process continues during the entire day. After 2 hours and a half, the still which you saw will be reloaded with the fresh flowers, and at the same time the cohobation comb will continue working during the entire day. So it is working sometimes 24 hours a day. The cohobation comb is the heart of the rose distillery. There is sealing at 2 points. Thank you, Genka. So we finish the tour today with a view of the Bulgarian rose oil, organic rose oil produced by Inyo Bonchev today. Hope you guys enjoy it, and please book for our next tours where we're going to show you different aspects and many interesting stories about Bulgaria and our liquid gold. Thank you.